afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you. And this guy gets to ride home with you in the afternoon, too. But again, thank you so much for watching. We definitely appreciate that. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, Abundance Television worldwide. You can find them on Apple, Amazon Fire. I mean, you can get those Fire Sticks and all that and watch that way. You can go to the website and also to download the app. You can find us that way as well. You can also find us on our podcast, and that's the newscasters.com, and on all the social media sites. I just got to be everywhere, John.
You are everywhere.
Yeah, I want to make sure every single person on earth can see us if they want to. And we definitely appreciate that. And you know, the show is about our audience.
No doubt.
It definitely is. You guys are the boss of me, and you tell me what you want me to air. And I am just a geek when it comes to, I just like to do research. It's just my thing. And so if you have any ideas for shows, or if you have any ideas on topics, just something you want me to look out for you about, I will be happy to do that. Send an email to Donna@donnasedge.com. I'll take good care of it. I promise you.
Just like she does everything
else. I was a geek in school. I really was. I hung out in the library all the time, John.
That's great.
John Merrill was with us. We love John as Alabama Secretary of State right here. We did miss you in that position.
Thank you for that.
Well, I tell you what, I felt much more comfortable about voting. And I know you did a lot of hard work.
Well, we did, but I can't take all the credit for that because our 68 probate judges in our 67 counties, our 68 circuit clerks in our 67 counties, our 67 sheriffs, 201 registrars, thousands of poll workers that manned the 1,980 polling sites in the state, they were all responsible for helping Alabama become the #1 state in the union for election integrity, transparency, and accountability, as recognized by 3 national entities. And of course, we don't have that designation anymore, but when we achieved it in 2020, it was a banner day for the state because Alabama had never been recognized as the national leader in election integrity. And we all should take a lot of pride in that.
Well, it starts at the top, though, John.
Well, thank you.
And a good team. Absolutely does. You're with Wagner Engineering right now.
Yes.
And wow, great company. I've done a lot of research.
It is a great company, and we've been so happy to do work in Etowah County, specifically in Gadsden. Mayor Ford and the City Council has seen fit to hire us to do a number of projects. We're working on a couple now, Black Creek Parkway being one of the more significant ones, and we continue to try to introduce ourselves to other folks around the state so that they can see the great work that we're doing. Just this morning, yesterday I was in Scottsboro, and then I was in Madison last night. Today I was in Huntsville, visiting with Huntsville Utilities, visiting with a Huntsville City Council member, visiting with the leadership there to talk about the different things that we're capable of doing. And then, of course, coming here to visit with you this afternoon. We'll leave here, going down to Lowndes County in the Black Belt, where we're working on some projects that are in a position to help transform that particular community that we're going to be in Hayneville. So we take a lot of pride in being able to help communities become all they want to be.
And some of the communities are farming communities. I love the Black Belt. That is a beautiful, it's a beautiful area. You need to go check it out sometime. If you're coming to Alabama, check all of us out, but really go around the Black Belt. Now, they are known for their catfish, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And there are a number of catfish farms down there, especially in Hale and Greene counties. And they employ a number of people from around that part of the state as well as other parts of the state. That is a product that is an Alabama-born, Alabama-raised, and Alabama-harvested product. So we need to make sure we continue to promote our products across the nation.
I would love to see that. I know a friend of mine is running for Congress, and Robin Lydecker.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you what
and Robin would be representing that area down there in the southwest part of Alabama in the Black Belt, and it starts over there where you're talking about and goes east, of course, over toward Montgomery County.
I think she'd be a good one.
Oh, she's
And
outstanding.
she has all kinds of projects she would like to see started. And part of it's running a business. It was what you love. I love farming myself. If I didn't host this show, I'd be a farmer. As a matter of fact, my husband Phil feels I've never seen a woman get so excited about seeds. What's your deal? You're like the guy from Green Acres. And I am. And she is too. And I think she would like to see that happen. But there's lots of agriculture in our neck of the woods up here in North Alabama as well.
Yes, there is. But since you introduced it, speaking of Green Acres, this weekend, Cindy and I were in Franklin County, which is where she grew up, and then went over to Winston for their decoration day. And I talked about on my Facebook post how that is a long-standing Southern tradition where people come together at Southern Baptist churches the first Sunday in May, third Sunday in May, third Sunday in April, whatever it happens to be. And at Pebble Baptist Church in Winston County is where Cindy's family gathers. But we went by a church that actually is, I think it's the second Sunday in May, where they have theirs. And that church is where Pat Buttram, who was Mr. Haney on Green Acres, that's where he grew up, and that's where he was buried. And so his tombstone is right there at that church chapel. What is it? Dadgummit, I can't remember it. It's not Walker's Chapel. It's I can't remember.
And there's probably 10 Walker's Chapels because we do that in this area too. You folks are watching in other parts of the country, and you've got to go to a decoration. I've been to decorations my entire life.
And do dinner on the ground and the whole thing.
Yeah, everybody's banana pudding. You better like it all too, and a potato salad.
That's right.
But there's an old cemetery. Then we're talking about Alabama right here. I love old cemeteries. So much history. So my granddad takes us to Old Bethel. That's in Marshall County, and he said, "I would like for you to see your great 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 grandfather's grave." And I'm okay. So we went to see. So there were 4 other people who were buried by him. I'm thinking wife, three kids or something. And I said, well, who are they? And he said, well, now he was an official in the war against the states. By the way, he was the Southerner, and then he had a brother decided to go to the Yankees.
My goodness.
They were twins. So there's some division there in the family, like always. Always been division. So I said, well, who are these people? And he said, they were his wives. I said, I didn't know people did that back in those days. He said, well, we're all here. There's a reason. And I said, well, which one was my grandmother? And he said, this one, she died in childbirth. And then he had 2 more died in childbirth, and the 4th one outlived him, or the 3rd one outlived him. So, and there's a huge monument up there with him, with his statue up there. It's Old Bethel. It's a tiny, tiny little church with a cemetery out there. But you can find lots of history.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Great deal of genealogy work has been done, and actually started at some of those decorations, and then people come together. I mean, Cindy's family, there were close to 100 people that were there for that celebration time for them.
Yeah, and a good time to go and remember. Now, you guys like to work with big cities and small communities at the same time.
And we believe in transforming communities, and transforming communities means all communities, from the largest cities in the state like Huntsville to some of the smallest towns that we have in Coosa County and DeKalb County, and Cleburne County and Pickens County, and all over the state.
They're all important.
That's exactly right, because they all make up Alabama.
What is the biggest industry you're seeing right now in Alabama?
Well, again, industry in Alabama, the #1 industry in our state, has always been and will continue to be for the foreseeable future agriculture. And it's important to understand and appreciate agriculture and all it brings to the table in Alabama, because there used to be a bumper sticker that the Farmers Federation put out that says farming is everyone's bread and butter. And if you can eat dinner tonight, thank a farmer. Those things are so important to remember, because we just do not have enough appreciation for those people that toil and sweat, spend their time in growing crops that enable us to enjoy what we're able to do every day. As a matter of fact, one of the things Cindy and I have recently started doing is purchasing local milk that is produced.
It is the best.
It is. It's outstanding, and it's produced in Pickens County, and we live in Tuscaloosa County, so we buy that. It's a little bit more expensive, but the quality is superior to whatever you can buy.
We buy from a local farmer also with our beef, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's the best ever. And it'll last a lot longer in the freezer than other ways of purchasing beef as well.
No doubt.
Yeah, and again, you're helping that local farmer. You know, I have relatives who own chicken houses and never thought I wanted to own one because they could never even take vacations back in the 70s and the 80s. But you know, so much technology has enabled folks to be able to work everything on their iPhone.
Right.
They know when the temperature goes down, they know when the fan goes off. It's amazing what technology has done for farmers.
That's exactly right. And you couldn't do it today the way that it was done a long time ago because you don't have the workforce to take care of a farm. Having the technology that enables you to know when you need to do what you need to do and what kind of equipment to use, all those things are so very important.
Oh, yeah. What are we going to do about employment, about employees? You know, that seems to be a crunch for everybody.
I was just talking to some people on the way down here about employment and how the state is really suffering for quality and qualified workers in certain fields. And what we need to do is figure out a way to grow our own. And when we can do that, then we'll have the ability to meet the needs of the different areas of employment that have to be met. We were talking about a specialized area then, but I even shared with them, you can designate scholarships, you can do paid internships that enable those people to become more attracted to that field. So they'll be interested in, willing, and able to work when they complete their degree requirements.
Really, and another thing you can do, I used to work corporate with GTE, that's how I met your uncle. He was one of my accounts. And so this is what this company, you would have to ask, okay? So if you wanted to go back to college, take extra courses, I would meet with my boss and say, hey, Ed, I think I can help us both out. If I go back to Jack State and take some classes, could I be reimbursed? And they would do that. You would just have to keep up a particular grade point average and promise you'd be with them a good couple of years.
That's right.
So,
and they make you sign a contract now in those instances where if they pay for your education and you work for them for 2 years or you work for them for 3 years or 5 years or for whatever the commitment level is, and that's based on the investment that they've made in you. And that's understandable because if they have put money into you and your education, you need to pay that back.
Don't blame them at all about that. Just keep that grade point average up too. But so many wonderful things you can do. And I'll have to tell you this too about working with your hands. You know, it's different than it used to be back in the day. Because when I was with GTE, part of my accounts were some of the manufacturing companies. And I can't tell you the number of times I would see a banner that would say 10 days without an injury. And I would say, do I need to wear a hard hat when I walk in here? Because I'm afraid something's going to fall on me. It's not like that anymore. Some of the manufacturing companies look as clean as a hospital.
Yes, they do. The technology has really improved to the point where those specialized areas can take place in a very clean environment. And it really makes a difference for safety purposes and the end production of the product.
Absolutely. You know what? We've got to go into a commercial break.
Okay.
Already. We'll be right back in just a minute. You hang in there, okay?
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Alabama. Check us out on the web at TwinCityUsedCars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching every day. I know you could be doing anything else. I hope we're bringing information out there that you like, and I know we are with this guy right here, John Merrill. He is right now with Wagner Engineering, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. But I think you wanted to mention something.
Because I said something a while ago when we're talking about dinner on the ground, talking about decorations.
You were thinking about banana pudding.
And Cindy makes the best banana pudding. She actually took it with us when we went up to Pebble. But I was talking about the area up there in Winston County where Pat Buttram was from and where he's buried. And it's not Walker's Chapel, it's Maxwell Chapel. and that's where it is. And so anybody that's hunting Pat Buttram's grave from Green Acres, you know where to go. And it's up in Maxwell Chapel, up there in the southwest part of Winston County.
We got a lot of notable folks from Alabama.
Of course.
Lionel Richie.
Yes, Lionel. That's right.
Right, a good one right there. And I mean,
Sonny James, who was a country singer, who was from up there too in Winston County, and of course Taylor Hicks, that people know about, Riley Green, Jamie Johnson. Today we've got so many people that are performing today that are doing such an excellent job. The Commodores, you talk about Lionel, but the Commodores, just Jimmy Buffett. I mean, on and on and on. How many people have made such a great impression on our nation, and their careers began and they were born in our state.
Absolutely. You know, I used to love to watch American Idol. I don't have time for it now, but the years I would watch American Idol, always in the top 10. It was always going to be somebody from Alabama and somebody from North Carolina. Always. That's where the talent always was. And there is a young person, I think she's living somewhere in this neck of the woods, somewhere around Gadsden, is up in that lineup now. She's up in the top.
That's great.
So, wow, congratulations.
Just continuing the tradition.
Absolutely. So you're with Wagner Engineering.
Yes.
We're talking a little bit about, you know, how you need to keep your town up. But one really important thing, and I've talked to a lot of mayors, and they're always talking about keep our area clean.
Yes.
Don't litter. What do you say about that?
Look, it's so important to make sure people have pride in your communities. And one of the first things people notice when they come into a community is the grass cut? Is there trash on the ground? Are the roads where they need to be? Are there potholes everywhere? And when people feel pride in your community, they demonstrate that by their actions. How many times have you seen people ride down the road and they take a bag of fast food trash and just throw it out? And people do that when they don't care and when they don't think you care. And if they know that people care, they're more hesitant or reluctant to do that. Obviously, it's against the law, but there are very few times that a law enforcement officer is going to be able to see you, identify you, and then make sure that you are given a citation for that criminal activity that you took part of.
Absolutely. And you've got to think about this too, because you never know who's coming through your town. Sometimes people are just shopping your area just to see if they may want to put a great big huge facility in your area, which would employ a lot of folks. And it could be one turnoff, and it could just simply be litter out on the ground.
That's exactly right. And so you got to be mindful of that all the time and understanding how your actions impact those that you don't even know are in your community, let alone those that live there.
Well, I have to tell you, in Geraldine, we're pretty good about it, but we still have our grandmothers around who'll slap your hand if you throw anything out of the litter-wise. But now we've also talked about small towns and big towns, and you've got to have adequate water, sewage, and those kinds of things. So you actually help.
We do water, sewer, stormwater drainage, road and bridge improvements, development design, park design, development, long-range planning for communities. All of those things are things that our firm excels at. And we also have a family of firms that we're a part of with Merrill Engineering, which enables us to have more than 20 different firms that have specialities in certain areas where if we can't do it in-house, one of our family of firm members is able to do it exceptionally well. And so we always know that we're going to be able to meet the needs of the communities in our state and in all 50 states.
Let's explain to folks about how your town or city may be growing fast. And that's a good thing. We like to see that. But I was involved in Charlotte, North Carolina. When we moved there were around 400,000 people. Well, we lived there for 9 years, and I had nothing to do with it, but they grew to 1 million people, you know, and it was almost overnight. We had infrastructure problems. People couldn't travel. I remember the TV station I worked at was only 10 miles from the house, but it would take me sometimes over an hour to get there. It was a problem. And we would all get aggravated about it, but there's a time that these things.
Absolutely.
Let's help folks understand that. It could be grants.
Today, Charlotte is one of the largest cities in the United States of America. But the most important thing to remember about the success that they've experienced is how they had planned growth and development.
Right.
Because if you don't have a plan for the growth and a plan for the development, it's still going to happen. But it may not happen the way you want it to, and then you can't control it. And if you can't control it, it's going to be a problem for you when you're trying to address it and you're trying to make sure that your people's needs are being met.
Well, they had a wonderful mayor and a wonderful city council. I got to meet all of those folks. They were great, but they were working as a team. And when anytime you have a team together, somebody's going to not like an idea, but they were good at working at it together, almost like a jury setting, where they wouldn't leave until everybody was in one mind and one accord. So that's important too.
Very important. Having a group of people be able to come together and work for a singular purpose can change the future of a county, change the future of a municipality, and change the future of an area. Just because people lose their selfish behavior, they're more concerned about providing to meet the needs of all the people that live there, as opposed to just doing what's best for them and their own little area.
Well, I'll tell you some good things are happening here in Gadsden. Kaylee Johnson, who is the general manager right now, she has another position now, but of the Gadsden Mall, and she's still here right now. I'm hoping to keep her. We're going to have to hold on to that girl. You know that.
She's excellent.
She's awesome. But they were at 100% capacity during Christmas, which is unheard of nowadays. And so that happened. But if you're still thinking about starting a business or maybe expanding your business, talk with Kaylee again. I got to give her some kudos here because listen to this. Okay, she has the experience in retail. And have you ever worked retail before?
Well, it'll take it out of you, my friend.
Everyone should work retail
That's
at least
right.
once in their life. You will appreciate it. I think you will appreciate it. Well, that's what she has done. She knows what can happen. She knows the pitfalls. She knows the things that can make you successful. So that's who you want to call on. Come here to the Gadsden Mall. Ask for Kaylee, okay? And she'll take good care of you. But I'm talking about the whole city of Gadsden. I'm so impressed.
Well,
What
Mayor
is this
Ford,
energy?
he has a vision. And the success that we've seen come out of the City of Champions is because of Mayor Ford, his commitment to excellence at a personal level and a professional level to make Gadsden be what Gadsden used to be when it was the central focal point in Northeast Alabama. And he's not going to be satisfied until it returns to that point. And what that does is it encourages Oxford and Anniston and Jacksonville and all of the places in Calhoun County, and then to the north, Scottsboro, Fort Payne, Rainsville, Geraldine, everybody to do and be their best. So it enables everybody to become stronger and more effective in delivery of services.
Perfect. I mean, success breeds success. And other areas can see you're successful. They're going to try for it as well. About 43 seconds, but I'm going to give you an extra minute right here because I really want to talk about bringing industry in. This is a great, great area. You've got the water, you got mountains, you got everything.
Adequate power, sewer, water, stormwater drainage situations. The infrastructure continues to be improved. What the city is focusing on is what they need to do in order to make Gadsden all it can possibly be in the future. And the growth that we're also seeing in Southside, Rainbow City, Attala, Gaston, all the different areas around here is so very important.
You know, it's because they're working together.
Yes, they are.
So I came to a mayor's summit, and I'm not talking about one mayor. I'm talking about all the mayors in this area got together for this summit just to tell everybody what was happening, what was going on. And that made me feel even stronger about the city of Gadsden and surrounding areas. John, we got to go.
It's always good to be with you, my friend.
We're going to have more time. This is John Merrill. John, again, thank you so much for being with us. Tell Cindy I said hello there as well. And you take care, and I can't wait to see you next time around. Have a great rest of the day.